I'm Robrad78.
And I'm Fidget 1185.
And welcome to our Couples Therapy.
Welcome back to Couples Therapy, where we talk about this, that, and the other thing.
And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Today is special because today is the 40th episode.
What?
That's crazy. 40 episodes.
Talking about the random things.
Yeah, time flies. I think 12 more episodes and it's been a year, basically. 52 weeks in a year. Anyways, it seems like stuff always happens on the day after we record. So I always have something to talk about the next day. I'm like, oh, sure, now I have a subject to talk about.
Right.
Because it seems like the days coming up to the podcast recording, I'm looking for something. I'm not trying to make it too obvious and just talk about any old thing, you know. You want it to be a subject that's actually like something we can carry a conversation with. But last Wednesday, I was driving to work and somebody hit a skunk. That thing took over my car. Like it made my nose burn. It took over to the point like when I was walking to work, I went like this. I could smell it on me, you know?
Ew.
Yeah, it was stanky. I don't know if you guys ever been around when a skunk gets hit, and it is not the best smelling in the world.
I've had that similar experience since we leave kind of around the same time in the morning, and it's like because it just like all of a sudden, you know, like it's normal smelling in the car, and then pow, skunk.
And it's like, I know I didn't hit it, and you're like second guessing yourself.
You're like, wait,
did I hit it?
Right.
Because it's still lingering.
Right. Good old skunk butt. Like,
when I was a kid growing up, my dad used to trap pests for the neighbors, you know, because we all lived on farms and whatnot. So you get possums, raccoons, and the occasional skunk. Well, when we got a skunk, you know, they freak out when they get in those little cages and they're just spraying and spraying and spraying. And I was like, oh, God, this is going to be rough.
Have you ever got sprayed?
Oh, yeah.
So what do you do to get rid of?
Tomato juice.
Really? That's it?
I mean, yeah.
I
Take a bath in tomato juice.
Does it take it away fully, or is it still like a little, like, kind of like linger?
A little dank.
So then you smell like a tomato skunk.
Yeah. But it, like, skunks are so powerful that, like, their smell will get into, like, your coins. Yeah, like that. Like, if you had, like, quarters or something in your pocket and you got sprayed by a skunk, those quarters smell like skunk now.
And that's
so,
when
like, you gotta soak everything.
And that's when you promptly go to like a gas station and you pay with those quarters. So then it's their problem.
And we always had a dog that would like snoop around the skunks and like always want to piss them off, and she'd always come home smelling horrible. She always was the one that would, like, because we lived next to a pig farm. And so sometimes when the pigs passed away, you know, they would get put in a burn brush, which is just our, you know, dead trees or branches. There's big brushes or whatever. They'd put them there, so then when you burned it, you know, they would burn too, you know. And sometimes those dogs would bring home, like, a whole pig leg or something. And it's been dead for a while, so it smelled to high heaven.
A rotting pig
corpse.
Pig carcass.
Yeah.
That's
disgusting.
I'm sure it smells just as equally as bad as skunk spray, or probably probably exponentially worse, I could imagine, and hope that that's a smell I never have to encounter in my life.
Hopefully you guys are not watching this while eating supper.
If so, we apologize.
Yeah. Maybe eat and then come back to this. Although the warning is after, so
listen at your own risk.
Yeah, all the time, listen at your own risk. But always subscribe. We are trying to keep climbing. Doing a pretty good job at it right now. So, last week, I tried Pop-Tarts that were Thin Mint flavor. Like Girl Scout cookie Thin Mints. And you say you tried them too?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty good. I thought they were pretty good. I will say I was expecting more flavor out of them. I don't know why. Like, the chocolate was, like, not chocolatey, you know? And it took a while for the mint to finally kick in, kind of thing.
Oh,
For me.
not for me.
But that was the first one.
I felt that it was good. I got the mint right off the bat.
Yeah, maybe you got the good one. Because, like, yesterday, I had one and it was perfectly fine. But maybe I just got one with half the flavoring in it or something.
Maybe.
But it was pretty good. Speaking of new things, Fidget tried a new Mountain Dew yesterday.
Yeah. It's Summer Freeze. It's cherry, lemon, and raspberry. And it's like the little rocket pops or bomb pops or whatever, whatever you guys call them.
Bomb pop.
It's really good. I liked it. I want to go buy another one. Who knows? Maybe after this episode.
I've tried a lot of Mountain Dew flavors. I haven't tried that one yet. To me, a lot of them taste the same, and I feel like a lot of it is placebo effect. But I'm always down to try a new one.
Well, and you said you've told me on an occasion that a lot of it is just them mixing like regular Mountain Dew
with
and
voltage.
This and calling it this, and it's like.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're trying to do, but can we be a little more creative with it? But I mean, this one is good. It definitely didn't taste like a mixed concoction sort of thing. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it didn't taste like that. It was,
and that's the thing. Like, I'm not saying any of them are bad. I'm just saying that, like, sometimes I feel like they try to say it's like a whole new flavor when really it's just a mixed concoction. Yeah. I think Mountain Dew does a good job. I just can't have too much of it or I get a bellyache because Mountain Dew is very syrupy. The corn syrup makes my tummy hurt.
I just hope my favorite one is in a mix of like this and this. My favorite is the Baja Blast.
Yeah, I think that's more of original.
Woo! I mean, I love a good old regular Mountain Dew. And then Baja Blast. Like, every time, like, we would go to Taco Bell, that is, like, my drink.
Yep. And then we tried the KFC one. What was it, like, Ride the Lightning? Or
something like that.
Lightning. But it was good.
Yeah, that one was
good. It was gold. But it was pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, I haven't really had one that I was like, oh, this is disgusting.
I haven't tried nearly all the flavors like you have, but I mean, I'm not disappointed.
I even drank the Flamin' Hot one.
Yeah, I remember that. It was interesting.
It was like a cinnamon flavor.
But still, like in pop, it's different. Not necessarily like, oh, I'll never drink that again. Like, if it came out again, I might just get it. Try and get people to, here, try this. This is super good, just to get their reaction.
Yeah. So, something I wanted to talk about, because I'm reading a book right now. I'm actually reading 2 books. But, like, one of them I'm reading is, as I've mentioned before, is this Barack Obama book. It's his biography. But, like, trying to make the point that it's not like a political statement to read a biography from a president. I personally am reading it to be more informed. I just want to be able to, like, say my niece wants to ask me, like, hey, what was it like having, the first ever black president? Because, maybe she has a history class in the future and she needs to talk about it or something. I want to be able to give out a little bit of input. Of course, I'm reading it and I'm, taking in what I believe and what I choose to be like. Maybe this is more of a biased standard, but so far it's pretty well written and I recommend it. But I just wanted to put that out that it's not a political thing. It's just just kind of getting more knowledge. Knowledge is power, And I want to be able. I know my niece is going to be really smart. And I want to be able to have smart conversations with her.
Yeah.
So, and have an open mind.
Yes, that is very important.
Scooter's coffee. We both got the peanut butter cup blender today.
I'm surprised you didn't get your Oreo.
No, I was feeling the peanut butter. I'm missing my Oreo, but I'm feeling the peanut butter.
You feel like a person to me, not like peanut butter. You get it?
Nope, I don't get it. Explain it to me.
You said you feel like peanut butter.
I know.
You're like, no, you feel like a person. As I'm squeezing his arm, I went like this to him.
So Money in the Bank was last week. And
yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Fidget pulled the old, I don't care what drink you give me, just surprise me. And I shall do.
I didn't think you were going to be mean about it. Okay, to give a little backstory, we had, different vodkas. And we were, doing what we typically do. Like, even when we're watching Monday Night Raw, it's like, he'll go for one person, I'll go for the other. Whoever loses takes a shot. Basically what we do. And so, he's like, he was pouring mine, I'd pick whatever. And then he would have me pick his vodka or whatever. Anyways, so I got kind of tired of picking, and I was like, dealer's choice. He gave me the most disgusting vodka that we have, and I mixed it with we were drinking, chasing them with Pepsi, or mixing them, and let me tell you, Doritos, vodka, and Pepsi, it smelled like cheesy something. Like, I don't know what. It was disgusting.
Caramel cheesy flavor.
I don't know why. I think I said it smelled kind of like a pickle. I don't know why it did.
I remember you saying that.
And it did, let me tell you, it did not taste like a pickle at all. It was gross. 10 out of 10, do not recommend.
I gotta say, all the people that make predictions about WWE right now have been, way off anymore. They're making it so unpredictable anymore that you can't be like, oh, well, I know what they're going to do next, this and that.
I was about to say that, but isn't that a good thing?
No, it is.
Because I would feel like it would get boring if you're like, oh, I know what's going to happen. Oh, I was right.
Only thing I don't like is that they're trying to pretend like certain things happened on purpose when they didn't. They're trying to say that the release of R-Truth was fake and that they were just trying to pull a wool over our eyes. But they weren't going to bring truth back unless we rioted. And we rioted at the shows, so that's why they were bringing them back.
And wasn't that, also online, the riots, too, of just, everyone wanting him back?
Yeah, and then, even the wrestlers were, They had to tell Rhea Ripley to take off an R-Truth shirt because she was wearing it backstage because she was upset. Miz was upset. And...
So basically, they were showing their support and they were told not to.
No, they weren't told not to. Just she wasn't allowed to. They were about to go on live air, and they didn't want her wearing the R-Truth shirt during the thing, but she wanted to do a tribute to him.
Oh, speaking of which, and I know we're not a wrestling podcast, but did you see? Oh, you haven't watched Raw yet, have you?
I have been caught up on it, though.
Oh, I was shocked. So when it was Wade Barrett and, what's his name, Michael Cole, and then mysterious person jumps up on the announcer.
Mysterious person.
Yeah, and then, freaking pulls out scissors, and then you see both of them backing up because they're probably what the hell's gonna happen, what's going on, sort of thing. And let me tell you, my reaction was like this, the whole time as he's cutting off his braids. I was holy, okay.
Unlike John Cena, he's bracing his ball. embracing his baldness.
But I mean, well, he still has some hair, kind of, I guess.
Nah, he's going for a more serious run. R-Truth and.
But no, and like I get it, and I respect him for
It sounds like this is gonna be his final run, though. Like they signed him just for a final contract, as in like to give him an actual goodbye instead of just being like, "I'm done."
Be gone.
But one way you can tell that he was released the first time, just released, was because look how they treated Carlito too. He was around the same time. Wasn't like, oh well, this released and Carlito, but oh, we're bringing R-Truth back. Well, then why wouldn't they bring Carlito back too?
I don't know. But yeah, that shocked me, and I guess he's going by his real name now.
Yep. Ron Killens.
And put respect on his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hustle, loyalty, and respect back into you, John Cena.
So, yeah, that was...
Yeah. I feel like we haven't watched a new movie in forever.
We haven't. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I miss, like, on a Saturday going out to the movies.
Yeah. Just hasn't been in the budget lately.
I know. Oh, what I missed, though, was when we would go out to Watemwa,
Yeah,
get lunch, and then go. And somehow we'd stuff ourselves full of sushi. But yeah, I don't know what it is about that dang movie theater popcorn. You just find like little pockets to you know what.
You have to get it.
But
yeah.
I miss doing that.
New season of Fortnite out right now.
Oh snap.
It's very fun. I like the whole superhero theme thing. It is a little intense because it's newer. So a lot more people are back in lobbies again. But I was able to get a win in my third game playing. And I was on solo. Or no. I was in a squad. My bad. I was in a squad. But still, it was fun. A little intense. I'm plowing through it already. I'm probably going to be done with the whole battle pass within the next week or so.
And he hasn't even really played any of the battle royale. I've just been XP farming.
Yeah, XP farming.
I mean, I did that for the first time yesterday, and I got
So
10 levels or something.
Yeah,
something like that.
You were 11 by the time.
Yeah, so that would be 10.
You were 13 by the time we finished.
No, I'm
Oh, anyways. So I watch some of these bigger streamers, and they do releases of top favorite skins that are coming out this season. And I was listening but not really listening, you know. Sometimes you do that with stuff. You're like, okay, I'm listening, but you already know the skins because they usually just do the battle pass or whatever. And then all of a sudden I hear number 4. It was number 4, number 3, and I was like, Cleveland Brown. And I'm like, wait, what? And so I looked it up, and I guess this weekend, as of this recording, so by the time this comes out, it'll already have happened, and I'll probably already have done a video of this. Father's Day is happening this weekend, and they are doing a Father's Day release, so they're going to have 3 animation domination characters. They're going to have Cleveland Brown, they're going to have Bob from Bob's Burger, and they're going to have Hank Hill. Which is weird because just recently on one of my streams, I was like, I know it's not anything new or relative anymore, but I said I would really think it'd be cool if they brought Hank Hill to Fortnite. And now they are. And I got a lawnmower emote, so I plan on doing a lawn mowing challenge with him because he was all about mowing his lawn, you know? So, I can't wait. I hope he comes with drinks a beer or something. He goes, uh-huh.
Wouldn't it be funny if he came with his own lawnmower type emote? I'm just I don't think that'll happen.
Maybe one where he's standing on it like the tank or something. But
yeah, it would just be kind of funny though.
It'd be funny if there's one that's dang it, Bobby.
Right.
But I hope there's one where he's taking a sip out of his can and he goes, mm-hmm. Because they did that a lot on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they're all going to have their own emote or if
it's just going to be the 3 of them.
Yeah, if it's just going to be skins. And back blings and stuff like that. Make a specific car or something. Your car can turn into a giant lawnmower.
Your car can turn into a giant hamburger. Don't know how that would work.
Burger Mobile. Didn't he have a Burger Mobile? I'm just thinking a Krabby Patty mobile.
Probably.
That'd be cool. But yeah, a lot of fun. I enjoy the game, and I'm going to continue to make content on it. My other content I make is wrestling a lot of times, but I've kind of, like, they need to do more stuff that's unique and fun to do, because you can only do the same content so long without wearing yourself out of it. And I need to find people that are more into it that I hang out with, so that way I can work with someone with it.
Right.
But I'm trying to think of what else we had on the list of things to talk about.
Well, since you asked.
Yeah. We do have a game for the end.
Couldn't find the button.
Go. Over. Here we go. Let's see. I feel like there's something I'm missing. Oh, Mama Brad had surgery yesterday, as of this recording. So Monday, June 10th? June 9th yesterday? Yesterday was June 9th. She had surgery on her hand. And Fidget got the lovely job of assisting her and driving her back home. How was that?
Overall experience was like, eh. It was a lot of hurry up and wait, as I feel like anytime you go to like the doctor or the ER or whatever, it's a bunch of hurry up and wait.
Sure.
Well, when we got there, we sat in the car for a few minutes because you could tell Mama Brad was anything but wanting to get this done. Like, without saying it, you could tell she was nervous about it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, even though it was kind of like minor surgery, it's still surgery nonetheless. Like, they, cut her hand open. So we went in, got her checked in. Really didn't wait that long to be taken back to like the room. Without getting into too much detail, we'll just say the surgeon was, he left a bad taste in my mouth, pretty much.
Wait, what were you doing with him?
And nothing like that, but it was just the fact of he really had no bedside manner. He was very like, okay, no, like, this is what you're doing, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, whoa, like, can we stop for a second, Yeah. So finally, we got all of that done. We're waiting for Mama Brad to be taken back. Finally, she gets taken back. Instead of sitting in the little room that she had been in, they told me I had to go out to the waiting room. So as they're wheeling her out, or wheeling her to surgery, I was sitting in the waiting room, like, literally. I got a text at like 3:29 saying that like the procedure had started, and by 3:33 I had gotten a text saying that the procedure was done.
So that wasn't very long.
No, it wasn't, but why the heck couldn't I just wait in the room?
I don't want you to be in the way.
Way of what? Not like the room that we were sitting in for like 2 hours waiting for the surgery.
Because they had to put somebody else in that room.
No, they didn't. They wheeled her back into the same room. Like, she was in room number 5.
Okay, well then they just needed the room.
So, I mean, today...
it's probably not necessarily you. It's probably just because, like, they're used to other people, like, getting in the way when they're trying to do something. So they just push everybody else out. And they're like, we're just here to do our thing.
But yeah, today seems to be doing fine. She's just in pain.
Yeah, she wanted to be gassed out.
She wanted to be knocked out, and yeah, that's like a whole thing behind it. But again, really not going to get into like all the details and stuff.
The dates.
We'll just say, it sucked that, she didn't get basically was told was going to happen.
Speaking of like checks and stuff like that, today I was supposed to get a hearing test at work because like every year around our birthday, where my work makes it where you get a hearing test, and today I just decided to opt out of it because I'm like, my hearing's good. I do it every year. It's like a dragging test that I really don't like doing every time. I think I've talked about the first time I ever did it before. I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but I remember the first time I did it, they give you 2 buttons. They just set me in the room, and they didn't tell me how this thing worked. And they just like, here you go. And there's 4 people on this wall, and I'm by myself on this wall. So I have nobody to look at. And they kind of like, they don't necessarily block everyone off, but they kind of make you where you're in a spot where you're focused to the wall by yourself. So you're not really looking at other people. And I'm like, well, they didn't tell me there was buttons the first time I did it. So I didn't know there was little hand buttons. So I got the headphone on, and I got hearing from the left, hearing from the right. And I'm like, well, how am I supposed to indicate which side I'm hearing it from? And I looked over at the little box that the noise is coming from, and there's like a red on the left and there's a blue on the right. And I'm like, okay, maybe I just gotta tap the box or something. And so I'm sitting there, beep, slap, beep, slap, beep, slap. I'm like fighting this thing. And then it like gets so loud that I'm like, fuck. And then it goes over to the other ear and I'm like, slap, slap. I'm just like slapping this thing left and right, just trying to beat the crap out of it. And these noise canceling headsets, so the other people can't hear me. And then like, they open the door. It just kept getting louder, like, beep. And I'm like, slap, 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 slap. I'm like fighting this box without knocking it off the wall. And they open the door. And they're like, hey, we're going to restart the test. Somebody's not doing the test right. And I turn around and I look at everybody and they're holding buttons. They're holding a button. It's just a single button, but they're holding a button. And I'm like, oh. And just quietly grab my button.
You're like, nope, wasn't me.
I'm like, who is that, you sons of bitches? But I'm sure that from out there they could probably hear me slapping around like fighting things.
So I'm assuming it's like whatever side, like, you're supposed to click.
No, there's only one button. You just click it when you hear.
Oh.
Yeah. It'll go from one ear and deep, deep, deep. They're like, you can almost time it because they do it at the same time.
It's like every 5 seconds or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, I was slapping the crap out of that thing. It got loud.
Oh man, I wish I could have seen that. Like, I'm sure that was hilarious.
Yeah, it was like my first day there, and it was before I even knew you.
No, but still.
But one thing we wanted to talk about, Fidget was gonna bring this subject up about friends pretending to want to hang out, but then always making plans, but never quite living up to those plans.
So, it just sucks when that happens, because I've had people like, oh yeah, like, what are your days off, blah blah blah, like, let's hang out. And it's like, so I tell them, my days off are pretty consistent. I have Mondays and Tuesdays off. And then it's like, they'd be like, oh yeah, well, I'm off Tuesday, like, let's hang out. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, Tuesday, comes and goes, hear nothing from them at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, granted, I know the phone works both ways. I could easily reach out to them and be like, hey, are we still getting together? But I feel,
if they initiated
it, like, this might be a hot take, but I feel if they're the one coming to me being like, hey, let's hang out, then they should be the one to, like, call or text or whatever and be like, hey, are we still on for Tuesday?
But just checking.
Because I do, like, before I moved out here, like, when I would go hang out or make plans with my best friend back home, you know, like, a day or two before, or even the day of, like, I'd shoot her a text, like, hey, are we still on for later?
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, I get it. Things happen. Things come up very last minute. And I don't want to be left like, well, are you okay? Like, what happened? But then it's like, said same person will make plans with other people. And it's like, wow, that...
It wasn't a tag-along situation, really, guys?
No, it feels to me like a metaphorical slap in the face. And it feels like...
You're my backup plan in case I don't have anything to do.
Right. And it's like, well, then don't claim all these things that you claim, because your actions speak way louder than your words could ever speak to me. And it's just like almost to a point where it's like, maybe I'm better off just, you know, being by myself.
Yeah. One of the things that I deal with sometimes is like somebody will come over to me and want to hang out during the weekend or something, try to make a plan or whatever. A lot of times I'll be like, oh, I'm busy, you know, I got this, and that. Try to find a liable excuse so I don't have to. But then sometimes, like, I'll just be like, yeah, we'll make that happen, knowing deep well that they're not going to text me. So that way we don't have to hang out. Because, like, for me, it's the opposite. I'm like, really didn't want to hang out. I really just wanted to, because I got things here I want to do. You know, I mow the lawn. I'm trying to make content for YouTube via whether I'm making Fortnite or whatever. And, like, sometimes, like, there's friends and then there's acquaintances. And sometimes, to me, it's like, I have a set of friends. I don't need to expand too much. I have a lot of friends. But
right. And so with me, I feel like they're more like acquaintances. Like, outside of work, literally have only hung out with them once.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'm the kind of person where it's like, okay, if we're gonna hang out, okay, like, let's shoot for, like, you know, like, I'll come through and get you at like 11 in the morning and we'll figure out like what to do or something like that. No, their idea is like, oh, let's get together at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And it's like, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah. By
that time, it's like, I want to be home.
Yeah.
You know, and especially if there's things that I want to do around the house, which is why it's like, okay, let's shoot for the morning, hang out for a few hours, drop you off back home. I can go home and do the things that I want to do.
Sounds like those people probably don't even wake up in the morning. They probably wait until afternoon to wake up. Because it's probably a younger crowd, and younger crowds tend to sleep in till till early afternoons. And, yeah.
But at this point, it's like, I don't know what to do anymore. I've just...
The real thing is if somebody wanted to hang out, they would, you know, actually pick up the phone.
Yeah, that's my whole point, is like, make the effort.
Right.
And like I said, it just hurts when on like the weekend or whatever, and it's like, yeah, sorry, I work both days of the weekend, you know, or, you know, they don't have a problem, you know, not showing up to work or whatever. And it's like, yeah, no, that's not really a habit I want to get into.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of like this job. So
we can't afford that.
Right. And that's another thing that's, you know, like, I kind of need the money for bills. But I don't know. That's just one thing that's been kind of weighing on my mind. And it sucks that there are people out there like that.
Yeah, I don't initiate plans if I don't intend on following in on them. But I'll let somebody initiate a plan knowing dang well they're not going to follow through with it. I just like, it puts less of a fight in the conversation if I just go, yeah, sure, yeah. Instead of being like, for me on my end, being like, oh, well, I can't, this. Oh, well, we got to find this, you know, like trying to find, like they just try to push the conversation more like, well, then we could do it this day or this day. It's like, all right, simmer down now.
Right.
I'm going on a mowing the lawn bonanza, man. It's gonna be all week. It's gonna be a total bender. It's gonna take all weekend.
It's like I'm mowing my lawn, neighbor's lawn, neighbor's lawn, mowing everybody's lawn on my street.
Yeah.
So
Some people just don't get the hint.
I feel though with some people though you have to be straightforward. There's like no beating around the bush, and as awkward as it might be, as hard as it might be,
Right.
you know, you just have to be straight out and honest with them. Like me, like it's hard for me to do that. Like if I think like if you're being a jerk, let's say, it would be hard for me to be like, yeah, well, you're being a jerk and blah blah. You know, it's like it's hard for me to call people out on their BS.
Oh, I'm bad at that too. Like, I'm one of those people that will say yes to things just to be nice, and like I can't say no to people sometimes because I don't want to hurt the feelings or something.
Right, but then they can turn around and say no to you,
Oh,
and
yeah,
it'd
for
be
sure.
fine. And it's like, wait, then why do I feel bad if you literally like?
And I still feel bad even after that. Like, I'll be like, yeah.
Right, like even though like you know you shouldn't feel bad, you still do, and it's like that's how you know you're a good person, when like you feel bad like over stuff that like
Even people that you know are rude to you time in and time out.
right.
And then like people that are next to you, like, I don't know why you feel bad. They do the same crap to you all the time.
And it's like that's just how I am. That I'm built different.
Because I don't want it to be a habit, and then I just do it to anybody I see.
Right? It's just we're wired different.
But yeah, we got to get prepared for our cookout coming up in 2 weeks. I did get vacation approved. So my manager, he put his 2 weeks in, and then immediately I walked up to him. I was like, hey, why I still have you? Can you approve some vacation? So when the new manager comes in, I can be like, sorry, I already got it approved. You can't force me to work this time. He's like, yeah, absolutely. So
That's awesome.
Put me through vacation. I always do it if I can. And so I have the 26th all the way. I don't go back to work until the 7th. Which is my dad's birthday. He'll be 53 this year.
Oh, he's still young.
And 27th of June will be my 30th birthday. But on the 28th, I'm doing a cookout, and I'm invited all of my friends and some family. And I don't know. So far, I haven't really heard anybody really confirm that they'll be there, other than my dad kind of said he'll be there. So it might just be a cooking out with Dad.
I mean,
Obviously, you'll be there.
I'll be there after work.
Yeah. And so, like, I'm all right with it not being too many people because, like, less food I have to prepare. Like,
Right, but then here's the thing: since you haven't really heard anything from anybody, it's like, well, what do we do food wise?
yeah. And I'm going to get a head count, like, within the week of the thing.
Okay.
But, I invited a lot of people from work just because they knew I was setting it up. But at the same time, I was like, some of them, it was like, well, you're probably going to hear about it, or, you know, like, I invited you just to be the guy, like, well, he invited me, doesn't mean I'm going, but kind of thing. Like he was being nice.
Right. I don't
expect half the people, or even like a third of the people that I invited from work to actually want to come to it.
And see, and it's like, but I don't get people that are like that, where it's like they want to be invited, but they know that they're not going to show up.
Right.
But then it's like, why do you care if you're invited or not?
Yeah, part of the social thing. Yeah, I was gonna go to that, but then things happen. Then they get to say, yeah, I knew about it, like, kind of thing.
Or is it oh, well, why wasn't I invited? But then it's like, but you weren't going to come anyway, so why does it matter? Like, that's my whole thing. Like, I don't get it. People that
Politics.
are like, I don't get people that are like that.
That's why I'm not a people person. That's the thing. Like, that's when you know, like, God has a sense of humor. He makes it where so many people like to hang out with me, have friendships with me. Like, apparently I'm a personable person, but I don't like being around people. Explain how that works. Like, I would rather be here by myself than to have a bunch of people. But I wanted to do a cookout because every year I try to do it. And since it's around my 30th birthday, I wanted to invite as many people as possible so that way I could feed as many people. Some of these people have kids and stuff, and I was like, you know what? We'll make sure they have a good meal for at least one day if they bring their families. And it's at a park, so then they can go play at the park when they're done eating or before they're eating.
Right, run around.
And some of them are like old high school friends that I haven't seen in a long time.
Oh, snap.
So it'd be nice to see them. One of my friends' dad has the same birthday as me. She was like, I'll try to make it, but it's my dad's birthday weekend that weekend. And I said, oh, yeah, he's got a good birthday weekend. I said, she's like, yeah, his birthday's on the 27th. And I said, my birthday's on the 27th. So, and then I invited a cousin of mine that I haven't seen in a long time, since college. And, you know, it'd be nice to catch up with her. She too said she had like a baby shower to go to, but she said she'll try to make it to that too. So, yeah, it should be fun. Even if like hardly anybody shows up, it should be a good time. Hopefully my two main guys will show up. Richard and Kai. I don't know. Kai's been pretty busy lately. He's always got plans on the weekends anymore. That's why I try, like, see, that's the thing. Like, my brother will tell me the day of, or like we into the night of the night before when I'm already asleep. So then I see it in the morning. He'll tell me about a plan that he wants to do the next day. And I've told him timeless amount of times that I need to be notified. Like, as soon as you know what you're doing, notify me, because then it'll give me a chance to check my schedule and see if I can do it. If I get a last minute plan, oh, well, I'm doing something. Like last year, for instance, and it runs on my dad's side family. They must assume that I have like no plans or no life, basically. They just think I'm here all the time. But like, they asked me on the day of my birthday, which I was doing a cookout here. They asked me, hey, did you want to do this, or this, or this, and that? I'm like, I'm hanging out with all my friends. I'm doing a cookout. Like, well, we didn't know. We just didn't know if you wanted to go out to eat or something for your birthday or something. I'm like, no, like, what do you think? I was just waiting for somebody to invite me to do something the day of? It's like, no, I plan stuff and I make sure that people know.
Right.
But, yeah, it's just a shame when people tell you last minute. That's horrible.
Yeah.
And then they expect you to just be like, yeah, of course. And then they never want to do anything. It's like, well, it's not necessarily that I never want to do it. It's just you always invite me at the last second.
It's like, let me know like a week
before.
Or it's like, as soon as like this idea or whatever pops in your head, you know, call me, shoot me a text,
that way
something.
I can tell all the other people that I already made plans with within that time before that, well, I have something that might be coming up that day, you know? Like, even if it's not a full inkling of a thought, you know, bring it our way so we could be like, oh, well, we reserved that for you. If this does, then we can tell the people that we already have plans with, that we want to have plans with at that time. Well, we might be able to, but we might have this to do that day.
Right.
Like, you would be first reserved. There wouldn't be an already guaranteed spot in that time slot.
Right, but no one likes being the reserve or the backup.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Well, but there's certain things that are not as important either. Like, if my brother would tell me about something a week before, it would give me a time, but day before, it's like I already got plans. Even if they're minor plans, I'm still going to pick them over something that got told me like last minute, because I don't want people to think that I'm just waiting for someone to invite me to something. You know, I have a life.
Right. And it goes back to what you were saying of, you know, them assuming that like, oh, well, he doesn't do anything, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, how do you know?
And that's the thing, like, most people think because you're not talking to them about your day-to-day life that you're just sitting at home doing nothing. It's like, I'm not a person that has to tell you what's going on in my life all the time. Like, I'm just living it. I'm living in the moment.
So basically, all of that to say, you know, if you have an idea of like, hey, let's hang out, let's do this on the weekend, you know, as soon as that idea pops into your head, be like, hey, on Saturday if you're available, hey, let's get together and do whatever.
That's exactly what I did for my friends and family. It was like, hey, I'm looking at renting a place June 28th. I gave them a whole month. It was like May 28th when I was telling them. It's like, they gave them a whole head count of being like, okay, well, let me know sooner. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. If you need to know, like when it's closer to the date, a reminder, yeah, sure, that's different. But once I say it again at that time, they're going to be like, oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that. Instead of being like, whoa, where did this come from?
Right.
Now I got to go all the way over here.
Right. It's just, I'll say it again. People are weird.
Courtesy is dead, I think.
Right. Like rare. It's rare. I mean, like me and you were that way. And just like everybody else is just like, don't care.
Yeah, and I got friends that go to like con events and stuff, like Comic Cons and stuff like that. And like the only time I've ever gotten invited to them was like last minute. And it's like, well, yeah, no, I had plans.
Right.
But it is what it is. I think it's time to play the game. Are you ready? Dum dum. Are you ready for the game? Should I explain the rules to the folks?
Probably.
All right. So, I don't know how many of you guys out there are Xbox gamers, but if you are, you ever been looking at a game, thinking about possibly buying the game, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to check the reviews and see if this game is the game that I want. Well, if you've ever done that on Xbox specifically, I'm sure it's on the other systems too, but on Xbox specifically, they have the most random reviews on stuff ever. Like, sometimes it has nothing to do with the game. Sometimes it can get pretty dark. And this is going to be our first series of us exposing some of these weird Xbox reviews for games. Now, this first one, I'm having her guess the game by the reviews. The joke is, none of the reviews have anything to do with the game. So she has no chance in hell of getting these. But I'm going to give her the 5 games. So it's going to be 5 different games. I'm going to give her the 5 games, and she has the chance to guess each one. So.
And so for like the first group is from one game.
Yes.
And then second.
I'll tell you how many reviews I have for that game. Because some of them I have 4 reviews. Some of them I only have 3. And I'll be putting the pictures up while I'm reading them. And they'll block my face while she's there. So you guys can look at them too. I'm going to say the name of the reviewer too. So that way I'm going to do a whole thing. But we're going to start with game number 1. Here is my first review. It is from okay, I might mess up the names, but who cares? They're not that famous. Yasutakura. And they put a 5-star on this game, and then their subletter. So there's a subletter and then the review, right? So the subletter says 100 out of 5 stars. It says, goodbye, wife, job, world, see you later, someday. And then the second review was from Ballast Onyx 89, 5-star review too. So this must be a really good game. And it says Karlach. Karlach. It's spelled K-A-R. This is the sub-letter. K-A-R-L-A-C-H.
Karlach.
Karlach.
You gotta.
Karlach.
I don't know.
And it says, just for her, thumbs up emoji.
What the hell?
And then, here's a third review. There's 4 on this one, by the way. 5 stars from Bearpaw 5000.
Oh, I like the name.
Don't kick the squirrel is the subletter. And then the review is, just don't do it, okay?
Oh, the subletter is like the subject?
Yeah. And then this one's from Big Papa Cannon. 5 stars. So this game got 5 stars from all 4 reviews. Life-changing is the subletter. It says, my dad went out for a pack of cigarettes 23 years ago. I was finally able to get this game. My dad returned home. This game reunited my family. Now, here are your options of games. You have 1 is Fortnite. 2 is Fall Guys. No, sorry. 1 is Fortnite. 2 is Game Beast. 3 is Among Us. 4 is Dead by Daylight. And 5 is Baldur's Gate. Which one do you think this one was? Do you need me to reread any of those?
No,
Because they have nothing to do with it.
I have it narrowed down to 2, I think.
All right, so tell me which 2 you think it is. Go through the thinking process.
I don't know. Literally, there is no thought process. It's just kind of, we're going to pick since they're all crazy, we're going to just kind of pick one and kind of hope for the best, I guess.
All right.
So the 2 I'm between is Baldur's Gate. Don't ask me why. Because it just sounds...
Baldur's Gate 3, though.
And Gang Beast.
Game Beast.
Or maybe Among Us. No, I'm second guessing myself.
Go with your heart.
My gut saying Gang Beast.
Do you want me to reveal it now, or should I reveal them later?
No, oh, well, that's gonna drive me crazy. Just tell me how wrong I am now.
So you voted Game Beast, and your second option was Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, and it's probably gonna be one of the other ones.
It was Baldur's Gate 3. You were close.
Dang it!
All right.
How the heck? Okay, so that's...
Crazy review. So now you get the game though, right?
Right, but
And someday she's gonna quiz me on this.
But the fact that I got that close, that it was one of my
Right.
picks, like, what the heck?
It was the first one you said too, and I was like, oh, she's gonna pick it too.
Okay.
Second review.
Number
I'm
2.
skipping around because I don't want to go in orders, you know. So, this one only has 3 reviews. Sorry. Review number 1. It says from Tango Mango 2055. It is a 5-star. Subletter says 10 out of 10. Beat up a homeless man. Pretty solid game. The second review is Zen6413. 5 stars. Subletter is love. I was punched by a giant black Santa, and he threw me so hard my game crashed. And the last one is by Connor YT. But it's Connor with C0 and then the 3 for an E. And it's a capital C and a capital R. YT, lowercase, for YouTube. 5 stars. So all 3 of these got 5-star too. It says 10 out of 10, but this one's actually spelled. The other one was dash. And then that was the subletter. And the subject, or the conversation is, I beat up a pregnant woman 1v2.
So what are the game options?
Game options are, you got Game Beast, you got Baldur's Gate 3, Fortnite, Among Us, and Dead by Daylight.
We're going Dead by Daylight. And here, the thinking behind this is like, it like threw me so hard. It like crashed my, or whatever that was. And the only character in that game that I could think of that would do that is Wesker. Because like he'll come up and like...
Sure. Yep.
So there's the
That's a game we need to play in a while too.
That's the thought process in that. Drum roll.
All right. So you said Dead by Daylight. Survey says it was Game Beast. Because on there, all you do is fight. This one was the closest to the game that any of the other subjects will be. Because it at least had something to do with fighting. But you've never really played Game Beast. So
and
Game Beast is kind of like super... or party animals.
Well, and like the homeless, whatever it was about the homeless kind of made me think about the clown killer.
Yeah. No, that's why we do it. It's for the content. It's not necessarily for getting it right?
I mean, hey, I'm taking credit for that first one. I got it pretty close.
The rest of them, you're going to have no clue because they have nothing to do with the game. That was the closest about the game.
So,
Trust me.
with these reviews, none of them are from the same game, or
No. Well, they might. I don't want to give it away because you got to guess.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Shouldn't be asking those kind of questions.
Well, then I should.
Trying to trick me.
Well, not my fault if you're easily tricked.
Heyo. All right, game number 3. All right, first review gets kind of off to it right away. Let me click on it. It's from Stoned Phantom. It is a 4-star review. Our first 4-star. It says Black approved. My name is Cleveland Brown, and I'm proud to be right back in my hometown with my new family. There's old friends and new friends, and even a bear. Through good times and bad times, it's true love we share. That's it. That's the first review. Second review.
What the heck?
I'm telling you, half the time, none of the reviews is from Rose Reaper, $32.99. 5 stars. The subletter is Garfield. The review is I heart emoji lasagna. Third review. This one only had 3 reviews, by the way. 5 stars. Great. By the lawyer 4109. The subletter is great. The review is I taught a 5-year-old how to say every curse word. Only problem is that people think this is Tinder. Want me to go through the games again? Your game options.
Yes.
So you have Game Beast, Baldur's Gate 3. You have Dead by Daylight. You have Among Us, and you have Fortnite.
Okay, we're gonna go with Fortnite.
Drum roll, please. You said Fortnite. Survey says Among Us.
No, you're kidding. It was between Fortnite and Among Us in my brain. What the heck?
Yep.
I know this isn't the point, but it would make me feel slightly better if I could get just one. Just one. None of this, you're clothed, 2 options.
Alright. So 4th game. We're getting close to being done. There's 5 games. 4th game. First review is by It says It's, but It's is IT with a 5 space Dino. They gave 1-star review. Subletter is Poopy. The review is Poopy Dookie Ass Game. Play if you hate life.
I mean, that is a good review if you think it's that bad of a game, right?
What are we in middle school?
What are we?
It probably was in middle school.
What are we, 3 years old? Anyway, next one.
Next review is from Alec Walker, but it's capital R. I couldn't see the R. 2014. 4-star review. Subletter is pretty good, but it's spelled Purdy. Good. All caps. And then it says, it's a shame that my wife left and took the kids and got full custody. They might have really enjoyed this game. Oh well. At least the dog's still here. But it won't really matter when Zai Hong gets here tomorrow because I have to pay my debt. Oh well, better luck next life. Get my rope from the garage. Bye. Smiley face, thumbs up. That's review 2. Yeah, I told you some of these get really dark and random.
How many are there? Reviews?
3 on this one.
Okay.
Right? 3. Yeah, 3. Last one is from Soup 7301.
I like soup.
5 stars. Subletter is toe jelly.
Ew.
And then the review is gave me 19 different kinds of edible toe fungus. You want to read the games off? What do you think this one's from?
So it was Fortnite, Among Us, Dead by Daylight, Baldur's Gate 3, gang-based.
Yep. Which game do you think is poopy dookie ass game? Play if you hate life. Or
which one gave
shame my wife left with the kids.
Or gave him 19 different...
But I got the dog, but I'm in debt. Now I'm going to go grab the rope and goodbye.
Fortnite? Drum
roll, please. You said Fortnite. Survey says Dead by Daylight.
Oh my God.
One more game. And it might not even be the only left option. I might have just thrown you off. So keep that in mind. Here's the last reviews. There's 3 reviews. And they have nothing to do with the game.
None of these had anything to do with the game.
That's what I'm trying to make this series about. How people on Xbox make reviews about nothing to the game, but then put a review in. Alright, first review is from V18Go. It is a 5-star review. It says, Buffalo chicken dip. 1, 2 cups shredded cooked chicken. 2, 8 ounces cream cheese, softened. 3, half cup buffalo sauce. 4, 2 cups shredded mozzarella cheese. Once you have all of your ingredients, preheat the oven to 350 Fahrenheit. Combine all your ingredients and put into a shallow 1-quart baking dish. Bake for 20 minutes or until heated throughout and stir. Serve with chips or veggies.
That sounds good. We should make that sometime.
I have to put this in the Discord in the
recipes. Either that or I'm just hungry. Like, I haven't eaten today.
I will say something after I'm done with these reviews. Second.
And you said there was 3 reviews?
3 reviews.
Okay.
Second one is from JStream0204. And if you're watching this and you happen to be an Xbox player and you're like, hey, that was mine, let us know. 5-star review. Ranch dip. 1, go to the store. 2, buy it. 3, eat it.
I thought it was going to be another recipe of like what to do with ranch.
And last one is from Taco Rainbow, but it's spelled capital T4C0 R lowercase r 41NB0W. But it spells out Taco Rainbow. 5-star review. So 3 5-star reviews. Subletter is 1945. And the review is, the voices are back every day because of the game. Smiley face, twice. Thumbs up, thumbs up. This person likes putting emotes twice. And that's the reviews. 3 reviews. This is the last of the 5 games. Do you need me to read off the games again?
No.
All right. What is your guess of what game this is?
Well, I keep on saying this particular game, and it hasn't been it. But we're going to go Fortnite.
Drum roll, please. You say it's Fortnite. Survey says... It was Fortnite! The only option left. So now you get the game, guys.
Yeah, I got one right.
Reviews have nothing to do with it. Yes, we're going to do more series of this. Maybe we'll put it on an altar thing. Maybe we'll keep it here on the podcast. Let us know if you enjoyed that and you want to see more of those. We will do more of them for sure. She's got to quiz me on that sometime. Of course, hopefully you enjoyed reading them too. They're kind of hard to read because taking a picture of a review... I was trying to get it to where I could screenshot them off my phone, but the Xbox app does not show reviews. So, sorry about that, but I made like a nice little collage. And, yeah, you probably won't see me for a while because they'll be blocking me, but...
It's okay.
Yeah. What did you think of that game? Was it fun?
It was fun, just like...
Completely random?
Yeah.
So, the thing about the Fortnite reviews is like 90% of them were just recipes. I think one of them was that chicken buffalo dip, and then the rest of the people are like, oh, I'm going to do the same thing. And so there's a lot of recipes on there.
Dude, we should find more of those and just put the random recipes.
I didn't
in
want
the
to keep
Discord.
putting recipes, so I did different.
No, I'm just saying, like, we should take pictures of it and just put them in the Discord.
But yeah.
But that buffalo dip one sounded really good.
But do they know what they're talking about, or are they just kind of blowing it out their ass? Because most of those people don't cook themselves. They're gamers. But anyways, yeah, I just thought it was funny. And I thought this would be a good one. I want to start doing stuff like this, and I want to react to, like, weird confessions on Reddit and stuff like that for you guys. I think these will be fun segments for the show sometime. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those Xbox reviews. I believe this is all we have for the 40th episode.
Woo! Here's to 40 more and beyond.
Yeah. 40 more would be episode 80. Well, episode 80, we're going to come back and review episode 40. No, I'm just kidding. But until next time, guys, much love. Hey, peace.